Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I've been so excited about our story for today. First of all, let's start over. It is Friday. Are you excited? You have a whole weekend to just relax, play a few video games, find words outside, smell the fresh air, look at the birds flying by. It's Friday, you guys. Are you excited? I am too. I love Fridays. But let's dive into our story first. Work first, play later. All right, here we go. Today's story is a story about an animal again. And this animal, he lives outside. He has black circles around his eye. He has a black and white pattern on his tail. And he's kind of grayish black all over with fur. He has 4 legs. He walks on 4 legs, or sometimes he can stand up on 2 legs to reach things. The animal we're going to read about today is a raccoon. We're reading about raccoons. Awesome. Now, for today's story, I want you to figure out the message. All I want you to focus on is the message of the story. Got it? All right, here we go. The name of our story is A Pocket Full of Kisses. Here we go. Chester Raccoon sat in the hollow of a tree stump and pouted. Please, can we give him back? He asked his mother. I'll be really, really good if we can give him back. Miss Raccoon smiled tenderly. You're already really, really good, Chester. But I'm afraid no matter how good you are, we can't give him back. Besides, I thought you liked having a little brother. I did like it at first, admitted Chester. But now he plays with all of my toys, he swings on my swing, and he reads my books. And then he pulls my tail and he talks to my friends and follows me everywhere I go. How many of you have a baby brother or a baby sister? Do they follow you around and play with your things? Well, let me tell you something about me. I have a little sister. And I have 2 little brothers. And they used to do the exact same thing. They would follow me around, they would play with my things, and they would mimic me. Let's dive back into our story. Miss Raccoon lifted Chester onto her lap and smoothed out his furry forehead. That's what little brothers do, she explained in a very motherly tone. It's no different than sharing the woods, or sharing the stream, or sharing the food we find. Ronnie wants to be just like you. So that's interesting, don't you think? The little brother wants to be like the big brother. Same thing with you and with me. My 2 little brothers and my 1 little sister, they wanted to be just like me. Isn't that great? We get to show them how to be great. That's an awesome job, don't you think? Let's keep reading. Miss Raccoon placed Chester on the ground and smiled at him with soft, loving eyes. He knew so well. I think someone needs a kissing hand. she said in a voice that was warm and inviting. She took Chester's hand in her own and spread his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed him right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt the warmth of that kiss rush from his hand into his arm and into his heart. And when he pressed the hand against his cheek, he could hear his mother's words in his head. "Mommy loves you, Chester." They said, "Mommy loves you." Chester grinned so wide, the tips of his silky black mask crinkled upward. Even his cheeks flushed with primrose pink. He was the happiest raccoon in the forest. Excuse me. Then, in the blink of a moment, all joy went out of the little raccoon. His pink cheeks turned pale, and a stream of tiny hot tears fell like spring rain down his little face. Even his silky black mask drooped as he watched his mother reach down and takes runny hand into her own, open his fingers into a fan, and kiss his brother right in the middle of his palm. "That was my kissing hand," Chester gasped in the saddest voice his mother had ever heard. "Why did you give Ronnie my kissing hand? Don't you love me anymore?" Let's pause. Have you ever felt like your mommy loved your siblings, your little brother or your little sister, more than you? I felt that way too. I felt that way with my mom and my dad. And I did just like Chester, like, that's for me only. I don't want to share that with her, or I don't want to share that with him. I want my mommy all to myself. Let's dive back in our story and see what Chester and his mommy does. Ready? Here we go. "Oh, Chester," cried Miss Raccoon. "Of course I love you." "Then how come you gave the baby my kissing hand?" asked Chester. Miss Raccoon gathered Chester up in her arms and gave him a great big comfortable hug. "I would never give Ronnie your kissing hand," she assured him gently. "That was his kissing hand. Now you each have your own." Chester wiped away his tears and settled in his mother's lap. "If you give us both kissing hands, won't you run out?" Miss Raccoon laughed. "Would you like to hear a story, Chester?" she asked. "About kisses?" "About stars," said Miss Raccoon. Every night, just before the sun goes down, it reaches out with its rays and touches everything in the universe. One by one, the stars light up and shine down on us. Even on nights we can't see the stars. They're up there, sparkling away. No matter how many stars fill the sky, the sun will never run out of light. in its rays will never stop reaching out to them. That's the way it is with the kissing hand. When somebody loves you, their kisses are like the sun's rays, always there and always shining. No matter how many kissing hands I give you and I give Ronnie, I will never, ever run out. But you were right about one thing, Miss Raccoon told Chester. Ronnie's big brother opened his big wide eyes and looked surprised. "What's that?" he asked his mother. "You are the big brother, and that deserves something extra special," said Mrs. Raccoon. What do you think she's going to give him that's extra special? Take a guess. Neat idea. Let's see if you're right. Let's dive back into our story. Miss Raccoon put Ronnie on a swing, then took Chester's right hand into hers. She spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning over, she kissed him right in the palm. "That kiss is for your pocket," she told him. "Take good care of it and keep it as a spare. You never know when a big brother might need a little extra care." Chester hugged his mother and romped away. "I love you too," he seemed to say. The end. Now, let's talk about our story. Let's tackle setting. Where do you think this story took place? Were they at the zoo? Nah, I don't think they were at the zoo. Were they in a house? No. Silly, raccoons don't live in houses. So, where were they? If you said they were in a forest, you are absolutely correct. Kiss your smart brains. They were in the forest. They were outside in the forest in the woods. Awesome job. Now, let's talk about the message of the story. What do you think the message of this story is? Let's take a moment to think. We're thinking. We're thinking. We're thinking. And now we know what we want to say. What do you think the message is? Go ahead. Super guess. I'm going to tell you what I think the message is. I think the message of this story is love. Mommies have enough love for everybody, not just for one. Her love is for everybody. Just like the sun's rays reach out and touch everything, mommies can love everybody, and daddies can love everybody. Excuse me. And aunties and uncles and sisters and brothers, we have enough love to love everybody, not just one person. So in moments when you don't feel like you're special or you're important, remember that you are always special, and you are always important, and you are always loved. Nothing can ever change that. All right, you guys. Happy Friday. Enjoy.